come to give you your injection.
Piss off.
Wait just a minute.
No. I said piss off. I don't want an injection. What? I do not want an injection. Please,
Hey guys! Today I'm going to review The Squeeze from 1977. It's based on a novel called Whose Little Girl Are You? It's directed by Michael Apted. It runs 104 minutes and it stars Stacy Keach as Jim, David Hemmings as Keith, Edward Fox as Foreman, Stephen Boyd as Vic, Carol White as Jill, and Freddie Starr as Teddy. And this is Freddie Starr's first film. Only made for 1.4 million, and it was filmed around London crime areas. It was filmed in undesirable areas where real life criminals were operating, and the film crew hired locals as extras. Stacy Keach said it didn't translate in America, but it was well regarded in England, so it was well received by critics. The plot's pretty simple. It's this gang that kidnapped this mother and daughter and dog, and they hold them to ransom because of her husband's rich. Her husband's played by Edward Fox, but Stacy Keach's character was originally married to her before she left him, and it's him and his friend who were tracking her down to rescue her. Stacy Keach plays an alcoholic and he has some brilliant lines. Hey Phil, he drinks more than you. I think I'll have a can of Foster. That's because I was talking about alcoholics. Right, anyway, on with the review. Stacy Keach is brilliant as the character of Jim, and when he's paired off with Freddie Starr of all people, a comedian, it is like his first straight performance. Them two are really good together. They have brilliant chemistry between them. Stacy Keach and Freddie Starr. It's a pity they weren't in more films together, because they would have been really good. There should have been a sequel to this film, or a TV show or something. It's a pity it's like a one-off. The other cast are brilliant as well. Stephen Boyd's good as the main villain. I think this is his last film before he died. He plays a really awful villain. A real creep. Hey, that bloody Vic fella. He was a nasty bloody bugger. A right bloody shithouse. David Hemmings, he plays Keith. He's not too evil a villain, but he's still a twat. Carol White plays Jill. That's her who gets kidnapped. There's a really tense scene where the group of kidnappers force her to striptease in front of them. Like before, you thought this gang of crooks were going to be okay, because they're to start with they were friendly, want to play backgammon with her and games and things, and they suddenly start to get a bit vicious. All of a sudden they wanted to striptease, put on a song for it to dance to, and after that the rape her. You don't say the rape, they do rape her, each one of them. So a really hard-hitting, gritty film. Although there's loads of humour in this film, it's also very dark. There's a lot of contradictions in this film. Michael Apted directed this film. He tends to do lots of documentaries, and he actually directed one of my favourite Bond films. It's very underrated, The World Is Not Enough. That's the third Pierce Brosnan Bond film. And it's actually a bloody good film, that one. Although fans criticised it, I think it's really good. So he's a really good director. He's more into characterisation, that type of director. But he can also do action sequences. Some good action sequences in this film, especially towards the end, the climax. There is loads of good humour between Stacy Keach and Freddie Starr. Really witty, funny lines. Right at the beginning the first line Stacy Keach says is "piss off" to this nurse who's going to give him an injection. Then after he leaves this drying off place, because he's an alcoholic, as soon as he leaves, he goes straight into the pub. Stacy Keach, he's having a brandy. He says he only drinks brandy when he's not drinking alcohol.
We'll talk about it later, all right?
Well, did the kids go to school?
Yes, Ted, they got off to school. Everything is fine. Now, lovely, eh?
Well, would you like a nice hot cup of tea?
Piss off!
1 lump of 2. And you got a blackhead on your arse.
That bloody Freddie Starr was a funny bugger when he said Stacy Keach had a bloody blackhead on his ass. So this film's very gritty. It's the 1970s again, 1977, filmed around London area, real life crime areas. I like the look of that sort of era in films. This film reminds us a lot of Get Carter. It's got the same style to it, although this is like a lot lower budget than Get Carter. There's some violent scenes as well. Then there's a baseball bat assault where Stacy Keach doesn't have any clothes on. They force him to take his clothes off. And the main villain, Jim, he uses a baseball bat and he hits him on the arm, on the leg, kneecap, all over. Like really knocking shit out of him with his baseball bat. I'm drinking more than Oliver Ray. So there's also quite a bit of nudity in this film, male and female. Stacy Keach has an out on. He's forced to run around with no clothes on. And also the striptease, you say, full frontal nudity of the character of Jill. When she did the striptease, the cast were uncomfortable because they knew she was having like mental problems. Like she was going through a lot of problems. They said they felt uncomfortable doing that scene. The character of Jim's really funny though, especially when he's drunk. He has like a special theme as well. Throughout the film there's like his theme when he's walking around drunk and stuff. But at the end there is a good end and everything gets sorted out, and at the end him and Freddie Starr, like a cafe, and Jim's got a coffee or something at the end. So it sort of like insinuates that he's giving up the booze. So I thought this was a surprising film, a mixture of humour and dark themes. A film in a period of the 70s that I really like. I love films from the 1970s. So out of 10 I'd give this film a 9. 9 out of 10, easily. It's an underrated gem. Never heard of this film until recently. So what do you think, Bones? Did you like it? I give it top marks, Phil. Funny as bloody hell. Okay, everybody, subscribe, like and share. See you next time. Cheers. Bye.
I thought you were supposed to be on the dry.
It's a dry shirt.